Welcome to Superfly.
Folks. I was talking to Rob Lowe recently. He said, if a politician said folks, they're about to lie to you. They all
folks
use
is
it.
really what they're all saying now. And I thought of that the other day. I was like, why is everyone folks? You know, they used to say on Chips or one of those shows. No, Little House on the Prairie. They'd say, folks is feeling the pinch.
Mm-hmm.
Pa, when you go into the general store. Actually, this reminds me, Bobby Miyamoto is on the tour with me. He's a comic, really funny. So this quick thing is we were on the road. We were on the road. Yeah, you thought you'd get away with no story. So this time,
no, I want it.
I'm with Kyle Dunnigan, who's hilarious. We had a blast. We're back at Providence. It's my last night before I came back. Great show, a lot of fun. It's kind of raining, pouring, pissing rain. Fine. By the way, I said when I got on stage, where is she? Where's Taylor? I heard Taylor Swift lived up there. And I said she wasn't at Chili's and she wasn't at the mall. So she doesn't live here because where else would she be?
I know. God bless her. It's probably a double-digit home locations. I talked to a guy.
Double dig.
I talked to a guy once, Gary David Goldberg, God rest his soul, the great, Family Ties producer.
Yeah.
And he was sort of an old hippie in a sense. He was a little apologetic, but he goes, well, I have a house here, and I got one up here and one there. And, I just have staff and they take care of it. And I visit them when I feel like
the whole time he's gone. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
They sleep in your bed. It's weird. I
don't, I know. I don't think, that kind of wealth. I don't know. I mean, I look at a billionaire. I'm worth barely half that. Good night.
I can get away with half that. I have 6 houses, which that's not actually a lot.
Well, that's when you play Monopoly with Heather and you take your houses and you put them on Boardwalk.
I go Park Place, Boardwalk, and then I hide money under the Monopoly and I go, is that a $500 bill?
Let me ask you a question. If you're around family, holiday, or whatever, hey, let's play a board game. Don't you kind of want to play Monopoly? Because they have all these other games, but Monopoly...
I used to like Life was pretty good, but Life is bad. If you don't start out as a doctor, it's not good. But Monopoly's the winner. Because, they say the doctor, you get like a salary, and then if you get the other ones, you're not doing as well.
Well, I'll do a game of Stratego with you if you want.
Oh, Stratego is great. That was like chess. I love
capture your flag in a second.
Bomb.
No, that was a fun one, man.
You have to lie and go bomb, and then it isn't one. But okay, so we're on the road. We go to Chili's to eat because what else are you doing? Providence sounds fun. They go, there's one right over yonder. So I went there. They want to get a dessert. You don't want to be too full before the show, obviously. We stuff. Then Kyle gets like a lava cake, and then Bobby goes, I want something for after the show, so he gets a big cookie.
A big cookie.
Right? So I don't even
I want a cookie.
Yeah, maybe it's a cookie in a pan. It's like those kind. Whatever it was. Whatever cookie cost $11.50 or whatever. So he gets a cookie and then puts it in a bag. We eat the lava cake. Everyone's sick. We leave.
Yeah.
We do the show. I get off stage. Bobby, it's a great crowd. I walk off super happy. I'm only 2 steps out looking for obligatory high fives. And he goes, bad news, dude. And I go, oh. And then I have to shake out of that and go, oh, is it about the flight or something? And he's like, that driver ate my fucking cookie. I had to go, okay, wait, walk me through it. And then Kyle comes up. He goes, listen to him because I think he's serious. Because it was such a scandal. And I'm like, let's just go in the dressing room. Yeah, talk to me about Cookie Gate. He goes, I left it in the car. And then we're so close to the hotel, we're just going to walk. For the first time, we usually just get back in the car. So I go, oh, and what happened? Oh, he took off with it, probably threw it away or something. He goes, no, they said it's not here. So I called him and said, dude, where's that cookie I left? And then he goes, I'm eating it. He's eating it, Dana. You can't do that. Balls.
I love his attitude on me.
He didn't give a fat fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. Good Lord. You know, I guess that's just
This one? Do you mean this cookie? It's like a pizza.
Did he turn it? It would be like, you ate my cookie. Well, you know, you ought not have left it in the back seat.
I think the attitude was, listen, you didn't want it. You left it here.
Yeah.
So,
I once ordered 10 cheese pizzas and I left in the back of the car for the crew at the gig and everything. Driver got through every last one of them.
Oh, see?
I go,
it can happen anyway.
well, you ought not have left the double-digit pieces in the back seat.
You
and even the
fucked
back seat
up.
goes. Right.
Yeah, I would say if you want to. Oh, and he goes, and you left your phone. I was making calls on that. Or did you want it back? No, I don't. I do want my phone back. Yeah.
What I would have done is bought 100 cookies and then delivered them to where the driver was. Yeah, you want them? You got them.
No, I'd say
100 cookies.
I said, Bobby, call him back and say, you know that cookie was for charity, and he'll feel bad.
Cookie is a funny word. You know, Don Rickles used to say, give out a cookie, put him in the corner. Don Rickles used the word cookie as a derisive.
Look at Ed.
Look at Ed.
Show's over. He stands over by the curtains eating a cookie.
Yeah. Put him in the corner, Ed. The show started an hour ago. Give him a cookie, pack him in ice. You know,
Pack him in ice.
pack him in ice and give him a cookie. Yeah, those are always good.
2 Ks, cookie.
Look, I have a pop quiz for you and Heather and Greg. You're a little kid. There's a Fig Newton on a plate and a Lorna Doone on a plate. Which one you can only have one. Which one do you take?
Who's Lorna Doone?
Wasn't there a cookie called a Lorna Doone?
Was there a cookie, Heather? Do you know what that is?
Look it up, Greg.
Greg's baffled too.
What's more, would you rather have animal crackers or an Oreo cookie? I know. This whole podcast is called Grasping.
Grasping for straws is a great name. Well, I have another story for you. That one was good. Well, we haven't really moved on from Puff Daddy. Hang on, Greg. We haven't moved on from. Oh,
there's a Lorna Doone, everybody. Come on,
it couldn't be more of a basic bitch. Look at just a square beige
shortbread.
That's your big invention.
That's a little
shortbread. Okay, I'm backing up.
Yeah,
shortbread is good.
Little shortbread called Lorna Doone. Now, put up the.
I like the microscopic thing. I'm supposed
to read. Isaac Fig Newton. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Here we are.
I could read that. Okay, so Puff Daddy still in trouble. I knew you thought this would blow over by now. It is.
People are coming out. I think some dad is threatening. I don't know. It's every hour. What's the latest?
The latest is my angle. I'm not alone. That the baby oil. First of all, his lawyer sort of insanely came out and said, just like our podcast last week, he buys it at Costco in bulk. That's exactly what we said as a joke. And his lawyer said it with a straight face. He goes, you know, Puffy, always cutting corners. He wants to save a nickel here. He's worth $7,000 million. He doesn't give a fat fuck. Anyway, that didn't hold water. But they also said there's some theories that had drugs in it. It wasn't just baby oil. It was like injected with something through the bottle. And then if it has GHB, then it sort of makes you sleepy. You know what I mean? Like it's like, oh, it's just baby oil. And so then it's like a drug that, you know, because drugs go through your skin.
Yeah.
So I guess I would say you don't need 1,000. That's the suspicious part. If you just have one, it's got some fucking ZQL in it or whatever, then that's...
Well, let me ask you a question. Remember, Jerry Seinfeld didn't like that ritual. Stop saying that.
Just ask it.
Just ask it.
It's true.
Just straightforward. When is the last time you, forget the P. Diddy thing, took a bottle of baby oil and applied it to yourself? And was it after a shower or what do you, it's for rashes with babies, right? Diaper rash?
I don't know. I just know it's oil, but I haven't. I mean, I think I've used baby shampoo years ago because someone said it doesn't strip your hair out. It's good for your hair. There's not a lot of shit in it because it's for babies. But baby oil, they shouldn't even call it baby oil because I don't even know what it does for babies. Do they need to be covered in oil? No.
Well, probably
we're getting a no from the judges.
8 years ago, an assistant came in and said, "Hey, boss, if you have a rash or something from wearing all those leather pants, here's a bottle of baby oil, right?" And then P. Diddy goes, "Hold on a second.
Wait one second. What did you just say?
We did baby oil for rashes." He had to put it all together. Rashes, crotches, oil, moisture. Give me 1,000 bottles. Are you sure, boss? Yes.
That's
how
just
it happened.
Crazy enough to work, boss. It didn't. It worked for a while.
Crazy, it just might work.
No, but I mean, there's Astroglide, there's lube, if that's what we're talking.
What are we talking about? I don't know.
Some comedian said he had a Lou Gehrig's disease. That was his defense. A comedian I just saw would shout him out.
A good pun is
so that
fine.
Well, I don't want to harp on that too much. I am going to harp about one thing, because there's two movies I'm talking about, and the bigger issue right now that's bothering me is California. Say what you will, but it is Tinseltown, and we are known for beaches, but also number one is Hollywood and movies, and we do less movies than almost any other state right now. And I wish the governor here would loosen the strings and make it easier, because every time you bring up LA to do a movie, it's almost impossible. They always go, we go to the tax breaks. Why is LA not making it a tax break? Because studios where I shot Just Shoot Me, CBS Radford, that's drying up. The one by the Grove is drying up. And it's thinking,
the worst recession in the industry in 60 years.
Trying to come back from strikes and COVID, and it's just, there's so many good people want to work here. The best makeup, the best grips, the best art director. Everybody is so good in LA, ready to work. And then listen, and you know what? I'll make a deal. I'll give them all the crime. You can have, just make it easier to make movies here. You can have smash and grabs. You can have go into the mall, do donuts in the street, knock everyone over and take over.
Absolutely. We just want some production.
I'll give them all the crime, all the shit that's going on out there, all the running into 7-Eleven on your bicycle and beating up everyone and stealing everything and leaving, and it's not a crime. And they're all laughing. Another thing about that is they're all laughing. I see these videos because they're like, no one's chasing us. Now it's fun. Now let's go somewhere, rob it, and we'll laugh and we'll film ourselves. Be like, check out my TikTok. Check out my
they're just on social media. Walgreens in 10 minutes downtown Chicago. I'm in.
Exactly. They're like, beep, bop, boop. See you at the fun thing. It used to be Little League. So now, but also the thing about, this is too heavy. We can get rid of it. But there is homeless problem here in LA. A lot of cities, fine.
Definitely.
But if you're trying to solve the homeless problem, you shouldn't be flying people in from other countries or over the border to add, because forget the politics of it. It's just simple math. That's more people that don't have a place to live. So does homeless go up? Yes. So that's not the best way to try to fix it, in my humble opinion.
I know.
Right?
I was curious about that. And since I read both sides of the aisle, on one side, it just says that Springfield, Ohio said, get us 20 to 30,000 Haitians in our town if you can, because we need the
if there's any way.
If there's any way. And so
dig deep.
I always tell people, look, to have a really strong opinion, I got to go to Springfield. And I'd like to announce today that David and I will be podcasting.
Should we do it live?
From Springfield? Because then we could interview Haitians, interview the people in the apartment building, and just be reporters for a change rather than two knuckleheads.
People are looking for us to get on the front lines. Let's go to the Aurora, Colorado to see if there's really gangs there. What's going on? Something's going on. What is going on? I don't know.
Right. The Marvin Gaye asked that question in 1972.
He did. He had a whole song about
what's going on. By the way, I just want to put in context a little bit for our listeners. What states do in other countries, they want film production because it brings in a lot of business and spending of money. So, Louisiana is one of the biggest ones with our friend Senator John Kennedy. So California might say, we're going to give you $3 million cash if you do your TV show, Chips Part 3 here in San Fernando Valley. And then Louisiana goes, well, let's get it real. We're going to give you $25 million to film a TV show in Baton Rouge. So that's why we're losing. And by the way, and guess what? Hungary. Every time I run into an actor, I'm shooting a film. Where? Hungary?
Yeah.
Hungary gives so much freaking money that's
Ireland.
That's the new Hollywood.
Rob Loeb has a condo in Hungary. He's always over there shooting stuff.
Come to Hungary, where we pay lots of money for you to do funny
Our manager has Rob Lowe too. He's like, go to Hungary. It's just 5 flights. It's not a big deal. Take 6 days. Not a bad life. Lay around.
Reshoots in Poland, and then
Estonia.
Yeah, you do your looping in Estonia. Your primary shooting in Hungary. And
jump over to Bangkok. 24-hour hop. Just a little hop.
So that's all. We're in a global market, and California is a wealthy state. It has to kind of up its ante, if you will, to get production.
I'm trying to shoot something here. I'm like, you have to pay an extra vig to shoot here. Now, when you go to Boston, we did Grown Ups in Boston twice. Father of the Year in Boston. All these places you hear they're shooting. Atlanta is a big one because the state says, if you come here, your budget's $10 million. We'll give you back $3 million. We'll give you credit. So you go, we basically could do a $13 million movie for 10, and we can get better actors. We can get more. And then I honestly don't know in LA. I just know that the numbers, but I know it's way harder. And it's all they look at is numbers. They go, here's a movie production. Here's a TV show. It's cheaper to go to even overseas, like you said, Dublin, or it's cheaper to go to Atlanta. So it's almost never thought of that you would do it here. That's tough. That's my big speech. Just trying to defend Tinseltown, Hollywood, because I live here and I want to shoot here and I want everyone to work here. That's all.
Well, it's the makeup artists, the crew members,
everyone's struggling.
The grips, the transportation. It's just a recession, and it doesn't.
I'm Norma
doesn't
Ray,
have to
dude.
be.
I'm pushing it. It's another on a lighter note before we get into the really light, stupid stuff we do, which is really the heart and soul of the show. Stupidity.
Yeah. We want to make you smile.
I saw, because you love talent, Dana. You're always scouting.
Always love talent.
America's Got Talent named their winner. And I didn't know this. I did not know this. He is a janitor named Richard Goodall. And you win $1 million prize, which is great.
Yes.
So far. On the surface, shiny, fun.
I think I know where you're going with this. Yeah, but $1 million.
So I didn't know this. So they say you can either take the $300,000 right now,
right,
which is after taxes and bullshit, or you can get $25,000 a year for what, 10, 20 years? I don't know. And then 25, not really a lot because they tax that. So $1 million. So you get $25,000 a year for as long as it takes to get to $1 million. And then that's a while. That's 4, whatever. So it's kind of takes a little bit of the sheen and glimmer off it. It's still great.
Right.
Still free money. I'll take it all day. Give it to me.
No complaints. We need taxes. No. But if you've never been taxed at a heavy, it kind of, it sort of gets your attention. I once did a pilot. I might have said this. In the mid 1980s before SNL, and it was a huge deal. I was getting $30,000, which was huge. Still is a lot of money. And we went over to pick up the check from ICM. I was with my wife. I came out and we opened it up. It was
powder.
It was like $9,000.
Yeah.
Commissions are 6, and then Social Security, and, whatever it was at the time. I couldn't believe it. So
you want FICA, right?
You got to get FICA, and with a little bit of French bread and olive oil, some paprika. You got yourself a nice little lunch. Yeah,
because this guy, it sounds great. They go, "What are you gonna do with $1 million?" He's like, "Well, I'm giving $600,000 of it away right away. 300," they said in the article, sounds a hair low because he doesn't have an agent manager like we do. So. We would probably walk with around 360 out of that, 370.
Well, 20% commission, you'd be at 800, and then depending how the the chess game of
State,
tax write-offs
14
and
here.
things. Again, no complaints.
40.
It's just sort of they shouldn't
No,
give the prize to the guy. It should be, and you win $1 million net, net.
Now, wheelbarrow. Here you go. We never
Because
saw
that's
you.
a lot of money. That's a lot of money. You can go in nice places in America, out in Utah or whatever, get a house for $300,000, put the $600 in an IRA account. Yeah.
He'll do fine, but it's just, I thought, God, he's kind of getting a little robbed. That's all. Okay, let's go to the regular story. Unless you have a story, tell me.
My stories will be revealed next week. How's that for a tease? Yeah.
By the way, I didn't tell you, but this is SNL's. This is an SNL bit we're about to show. SNL's 50th starts this week, so good luck to them. I've heard it's a lot of fun, a lot of surprises. I think it's Gene Smart is the host, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And the music, or have they not announced it?
Jelly Roll,
they have
I believe. Jelly Roll. Yeah.
Jelly Roll?
Jelly
I
Roll.
heard it was Stevie Nicks.
Right.
Okay, let's see what this guy's
What's
doing.
funnier?
Oh, this is Diddy's lawyer. This is what I was telling you earlier. Let's see if it's true.
Okay, great.
It's too long, but we'll.
I've been with him since 8 o'clock this morning, and it's about almost 3 o'clock now. He's just
he's doing great. Like he's ready for the big football game.
He's confident. We're going through.
We got a great team this year.
Sounds like he's talking about Biden.
And his spirits are relatively
like how
good.
Casual.
How do you explain the
I'm gonna get right to it.
1,000 bottles of baby oil?
I don't think it was 1,000. I think it was a lot. I mean, there's a Costco right down the street. I think Americans buy in bulk, as we know. And this is consensual adults doing what consensual adults do.
Being weird about it.
We can't get so puritanical in this country to think that somehow sex is a bad thing, because if it was, there'd be no more people.
It's a fine line between sex, yes, consensual sex. Sure, I think it's the filming and the blackmail. If that's all part of it, that's
if that's what they did, you bring young women in, you get them, you slip them a Mickey, you do a Cosby, you do all kinds of things, you film it, and then you have blackmail video.
Right.
But I don't know if that's what happened.
But I think the thought is that, like, allegedly guys and girls doing things they don't want out there. So they will pay or
decide do a note to self
to keep doing it to make sure it doesn't.
If you need a lawyer at any time for anything, get Diddy's lawyer.
Note to self. That should be the name of my special. Okay, next one. Yeah, Dana, you haven't named my special yet, but I'll get you off camera to do it. Okay,
well, I want to name it.
Yeah. Oh, this is funny. This is kind of a slip up, even though it's just a clip. We call it a clip up.
We can't afford 4 more years of this. We can't afford. We can't afford.
You can't say that.
4 more years of this.
that they'll turn that into an ad for Trump. You can't say 4 more years of this.
I know.
That wasn't Trump. You have to say we can't afford what we had with Trump. We can't afford that again. I think he just worded it wrong.
Right. It could, that's the old idea of the Freudian slip. I
guarantee you SNL will have someone playing Tim Waltz, Kamala. Who else is there? Kamala's husband,
J.D. Vance.
Oh, J.D. Vance. That's right.
Trump, of course.
Trump, maybe Biden will float in there as a ghost and bump into things. Yeah. And the host is Gene Smart.
Gene Smart.
She's on Hacks. She'll be great.
Mm-hmm.
She'll be great. She was on other stuff. That show is actually pretty funny.
She's a pro.
Hacks. It should be about us. What did you say, Heather? Designing Women? Was she on that? She seems like it.
I think initially, yes. That was one of the
I think
first.
she was. That was her best. Okay. All right. Next one. Oh, This was just funny because it's really the president, and this is the power you have. He's just rolling calls.
Yeah.
He needs new pants.
You all
Calls
made me
Hagar.
some real lightweight slacks, and they're real lightweight. Now, I need about 6 pairs for summer wear. Now, the pockets, when you sit down in the chair, the knife and your money comes out. So I needed at least
the head of the
another
whole
inch
company.
in the pockets. Now, another thing, the crotch
He's
down
like-
where your nuts hang is always a little too tight. It's just like riding a wire fence. When I gain a little weight, they cut me under there. So let's see if you can't leave me about an inch from where the zipper ends, round under my back to my bunghole. All right. If you get those to me, I would sure be grateful. Where would you like to be? White House.
This is the president
That's
of the
Just the
United
White-
States.
I like White House.
Yeah.
Where do you think I am, you cocksucker? My
If he-
bunghole. Who says that?
I don't know. Someone from the 1930s, I think.
He's
Who
great.
gets in with a tailor like that? That guy, you know, he's the one who came
Hager
out.
is Hager Slacks, Dana. You remember?
Yeah.
Hager Slacks is like the hugest. It's like calling the head of Levi's saying. So he calls the main owner of Hager Slacks like he's the fucking
Yeah.
in the building. He's like, "Hey, can you run down to the building and grab me?" And the guy's like, "Oh, to where we make them? I'm in Tahiti." Love it.
They're too tight. And it's like riding a wire and the cut
Fence.
a wire
You know
fence.
when you ball sack
Yeah.
jammed up
It
there,
rides up
tugging and
it
pulling.
it cuts me. So what I'd
I don't
like
mind
you to
a
do,
little tugging and pulling normally, but not by my pants. Turns
he
into
was
the senator.
yeah, Lyndon Johnson was a character extraordinaire. He would have, if he'd done his same personality out front, would have been Trumpian. No.
Going up. Look at my rum bum shirt. Rum bum 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 bum.
Hmm.
I was on the road with the Sandler tour a couple years ago. We were in Florida. Me and Swartzen bought this shirt. We were twinsies.
Mhm.
Rum bum.
By the way, if you want to hear more whitehouse.tapes.org, you'll hear more stuff
real?
from Lyndon Johnson, JFK, all these
Is that true?
fascinating parts of history. Yeah, whitehouse.tapes.org.
I heard that one. I just thought it popped in my feed. I'm like, this is so interesting that you can hear an actual phone call from the president.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
I'd heard that one in long form years ago.
Oh, you've
on
heard that? That's so
whitehouse-tapes.org.
hilarious.
Well, it goes
So
on for
cool.
like 10 minutes at least. You know,
Does he talk
He-
more about his bunghole, I hope?
I don't know. There was other calls or other things, you know.
I'm just want to hear about the bung. All right, let's hear the next one. Just what the bung news is. Hang on, don't start it yet. One of the common things I don't even know what this is. Go ahead.
One of the common things that I found, which was really interesting, was this common thread of disassociation. Fame is a privilege, but it's also traumatic to people anybody. It can be traumatic to anybody, but specifically minors. And I think that it was interesting talking to the participants of the film because I noticed that there were chunks of chunks of times that we all don't remember. And I think that's a direct response to trauma.
Yeah. And what's out there that can be done or is being done right now?
One of the common things that
This was funny.
Why is he?
Why is he dressed in the most serious subject? He's dressed with mud on his face and goggles. They cut him
in
going,
goggles?
right. So you were molested? It's like, can you take
It's like,
the
so
mud
he
off
did a
his
sketch
face?
and didn't clean up during the commercial.
Yeah, and then
break,
he came
she
over
came
and
out.
then she goes, yeah, she came into a heavy subject and he's like, I think I'm going to, she might as well be eating potato chips going, so some guy comes in your room and he's your uncle? It's just too easy. It's too
I think it would have
casual.
been funny if he just had a pie on his face just the whole time. He can't even see Jimmy Fallon. The pie is just stuck to his face, and he's like,
Or he hits her with a pie in the middle of that speech.
yeah. And he goes,
Trauma.
"Come on."
Hilarious. And he goes, funny. Come on, it's a comedy. Relax.
Yeah, come on. It's a childhood actor. I wondered who she was talking about. You know, these childhood actors.
I mean, she was
Child.
making a point, but it was a valid point. But watching Jimmy pop up like, fucking Bozo the Clown.
One of the greatest cutaways I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was a
and we
good
should
one.
have him on Superfly to show him the clip and just kind of explain himself.
Oh, is that
or his
Jimmy
staff.
or Jimmy Fallon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy
I love
Fallon
Jimmy.
with goggles and mud on his face.
He's fucking. He loves it.
He would
He
love
would
it.
do
I
it.
mean, he would laugh really hard with that image.
Okay, next one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I mean, whatever. I just thought this was frustrating. Go ahead.
Straight up, say it. I'm not gonna stop you. I'm not gonna stop you. Yeah, fuck America.
Oh, so during his concert, he yells "Fuck America" and the crowd cheers. I'm like, God dang.
That's
I don't know.
fantastic that we live in
I
a
mean, free
country where
speech.
we have no fear of our government. If you said "fuck Putin," there would be like something would come out of the ceiling, even for the privacy of your own home. Fuck Putin,
Doof,
fuck
doof.
you, and then a giant thing comes down. So that's
Yeah.
America, you know.
Like those
It-
machines where you pick a stuffed
Mhm.
animal. Just picture.
I had a driver recently, and he almost went into Scarface mode when he in the movie Scarface, where he talks about what it's like under communist Cuba. This guy was from Poland, and he goes, "I grew up in communist Poland," and I go, and I thought I didn't know what his politics were, so I just cheekily, accidentally said, "Well, it couldn't have been all bad."
Stupid idiot.
2-minute rant that I should have recorded.
Why
They
it's
tell
all
you
bad.
what to do. They tell you where to go, what to eat. You have no freedom. They can take you out of your house, shoot you in the head, and nobody cares. You have no freedom there. So I said, "Do you think Americans kind of take for granted their freedom?" Yes, they take very much granted for freedom.
Of course.
So there you go.
Well, I thought,
So-
it's good he can say that here, but
Absolutely.
he should probably move somewhere just to keep his coolness factor, because if he stays here, you go, well, what are you still doing here? If you hate it.
Right. I don't understand that. It is interesting. Can we look up his net worth? I mean, he's famous,
Macklemore,
right?
that was a big band. Heather, you've heard of it.
What's his celebrity net worth? Heather
Please,
or Greg?
Heather, look it up.
You know I love celebrity
Click,
net
click.
worth.
Oh, yeah, it's juicy. It's never quite real, but I like seeing it.
No, it's kind of made up, you know, but
I think it's a culmination of everything you've ever made without taxes.
okay.
25 million for that guy.
All right. So okay. So
That's it. He's doing fine over here. A lot
yeah,
of people wouldn't mind taking 25 mil.
I know. But
I would. I'll take it.
we're talking about it. It trends. It's incendiary, you know. I mean,
Yeah, he's gonna. I don't know if people still get bothered by that. I have to say, I will freely admit that bothered me. All right.
well, the only thing
Next.
bothers me more than that is a billionaire saying, "I ought to pay more tax. I pay entirely too little tax." What's your net worth? $1 billion. Would you ever voluntarily write a check to the Federal Reserve? Because you can do it at Treasury any day of the month. And they go, "Well, that doesn't sound like so much fun."
Yeah. They go, Baba, what? Okay, this one might be stupid again, hopefully. When you're not allowed to bark inside, this one goes under our cute ones. So you try to whisper bark.
Oh, shh. No. No. Yes, do that. Yeah.
I like that. He just opened his mouth and didn't bark. Okay. You see that? He goes,
I think
Yes.
right now we should start a business, Dana and David's perfect dog, and we just clone that dog and sell millions of them.
God, that dog was cool too. He did one take. Barks. We get it's annoying. Don't bark. Whisper bark. And he goes,
Well, it's off
And
the
they're like,
charts.
"Thank you."
It's the power of cuteness of the dog.
Cuteness.
Tilting the
I've
head
been dealing with it
slightly,
my whole life.
big
Yeah.
eyes, trying. This is how I am with you on the Zoom. Looking at you, trying to figure out what you want me to do.
Huh? Yeah.
But that's
You're cute too.
Mhm.
Okay, next one. What is this? Let's just see. Hope it's funny. Oh, see, there's a spider.
Yes.
No. So someone brought in a spider and they covered it. Oh my God. I thought someone came in with a spider in a cup and threw it down. I am so scared of spiders, Dana. That, no joke, I would burn the house down just to make sure it's dealt with.
I live in the country, so most of the time. So tarantulas are around. One got into the laundry room. They move very slowly.
Yeah.
Rat infestation. Spiders, what you do for almost all of them, you get a bunch of paper towel and then you just scoop them up in the towel like that.
The whole
just go right out
city
the front
block.
door and then you just toss it, you know, because I don't really want to kill a bug unless I have to. You know, I just put
Heather
it outside.
will not kill any bugs. It's infuriating.
I'd prefer not to kill a bug, you know.
Well, there is that old joke of like they have all the animals lined up in cuteness and they go, this is the line where they stop being cute. It's like dog, cat, and then it goes deer, and then it goes cow, kill, this kill, this kill, this kill. Like, because, you know, we eat some animals and some we go, oh, come on, they're too cute. So the animals like, where do I fall there? But bugs, I have to say, pretty much across the board, I can't deal with.
Here's the thesis of the book Sapiens is that before mankind invented agriculture and just silos of wheat, just eating all this wheat and all these carbohydrates that begat all these diseases, ancient man would eat bugs and turtles and shells and hooves of things and just everything, fish.
Just trying stuff.
And they would eat bugs for sure and butterflies and just, you know,
Yeah,
and apparently
what's going on.
they're a lot healthier rather than like someone like you getting a plate of pasta the size of your room there, eating it and then falling asleep in the meadow.
In the meadow.
Do you know that ancient man or woman, if they came along a fig tree and they're by themselves, they would try to eat every single fig and pass out because their brains wanted that natural sugar. They would eat till they're stuffed, whereas you just wait and go to a drive-through.
No, I am pretty good about eating. When I go to McDonald's, which is honestly at least once a week, I don't even finish it anymore, and that's one of the hardest things in your life you can do. Leave fries, leave part of my cheeseburger. It's so good. Leave. People really flip out that I get a fillet of fish. That's gonna blow up the YouTube comments. People
freak out. That's old school. It doesn't entice me. It's just the tartar sauce. It's so much tartar sauce. They catch those little fish up off Alaska, jumping around. I'll have McDonald's once a month if I'm on a road trip. That's it.
What are they? Carp? What are fillet of fish? Grouper?
Just basic fish.
Just ratty fucking minnows sewn together.
And they get the net. They get like 1 million of them, and they put them right into a freezer. They're flat, frozen like that.
I don't want to know. It's so bad. It just tastes good. I like when Seinfeld used to say. What did you say? Oh, it's Alaska pollock.
Okay.
Never heard of the most random fish that no one's looking out for.
So what did Jerry Seinfeld say?
He said, McNuggets. I'll mangle it, but he said McNuggets are just parts of chicken. It's just gristle and parts and batter. So even a real chicken could look at that and go, I see nothing here that bothers me. Because it's so far from really just a chicken breast.
Well, there's that phrase. We've talked about it there's a steak. It has a lot of gristle on it.
Yeah.
And some people say that's the good part, the gristle, the fat and the bone.
The fat. The yuck bag, the Farley yuck bag. All right. What else before we wrap up? Also, I want to ask you something at the very end. Oh, this is funny. I watched this. I don't know why it's funny more, but I was watching it thinking, my guess is the rock is so heavy it flips the bulldozer. Okay, let's watch what happens.
Dropping a 7,000 kilograms rock into water. I
I know you really want to watch this video. Don't worry, I will play it again in a second.
I hate this guy.
I only interrupted
So he suckers
you
you
because
in.
I know you're made for more than scrolling and watching reels.
This guy's
You
an
can
idiot.
live your dream life, drive the car you want, and live
Oh,
life
good.
to the fullest. But instead, you still choose to drain your potential watching these high dopamine videos. Thanks for listening.
This is high
Now, you can
dopamine?
sit there and keep scrolling for another hour.
I'm
or
not
you
really
can follow
getting
me
it
at
high
Greystone Trading. Message me yes, and I will send you an exclusive video training to make money on your phone.
Shit, man, listen. There's a video we wanted to see, Dick. I like when people show what it's like to be successful. I'm in a limo. I got a laptop. I got the ocean. You want this shit? Is that what you want? Yeah. I'm like, I have money. I just sit in this dark room and cry.
Yeah, the money is about control and freedom, not something you want to say. You're David
Look at this
suddenly an
frickin' shot.
extreme close up.
God, Heather
Get
pushed
away.
in. Oh, there she's back. Fuck, that was crazy. Is everybody okay? Did we survive that? That was like an earthquake. Yeah, it was. Is that weird?
I don't know.
Dana?
That was weird stuff. You look pretty good. Extreme
I like how
close-up,
you give
but
it nothing. You go, that was weird, wild stuff.
Weird, wild stuff.
You didn't even give it all Johnny.
Well, isn't that special?
Isn't it fucking special? I got to show you the video, Frankie Valli live, and that's you doing the church lady in 22 years, because he's like this. He walks up on stage.
Oh man, he's like 92, poor guy.
Yeah. And he gets the mic and he goes, "You see the pressure and me throw away." It's like the grease is the word. And he's like this. He's just, and I go, he can't be singing. We'll show that. That'll be our big cliffhanger for next week. We'll show it.
That shows you the only one that I'm currently aware of in show business who's going toward his mid 90s that is still on fire. Guess.
Mm-hmm.
We had him as a guest.
Dick Van Dyke?
Billy
No.
Billy Shatner. William Shatner.
Oh, Billy Shatner. Yeah, Dick Van Dyke's
William
funny.
Shatner.
William Shatner's great. He was great on our show. He's just great. I'm glad he's out there.
But he's got the strong voice, and he's got whatever he's doing. He doesn't have a line on his face, and I can't understand how he does it.
All right, thanks everybody. That was a fun one, and we'll see you next week. This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Superfly is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, Heather Santoro, and Greg Holtzman. Hope you liked it. Left on my face. And today is not a good example of me not. So, fuck them. You look like you slept on your face there. How about that? So, to catch you up, and the only thing I'll say on this whole podcast that will interest you,
right? I want to know.
I went to a basketball game last night.
Professional college.
The Lakes.
The Lakes against, who were they playing? I watched some of it.
Grizzlies.
Mm-hmm. Did they win? I fell asleep.
I mean, should we have checked if John Morant was playing? Yes, we should have.
He was not playing.
He's not playing.
No.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a new age where you have to check first to see if the basketball players are playing in the game.
Well, I mean, the injuries are so extreme, right? That's what took him out. Right?
Well, I think
Injuries.
he's an injury, but there's also a lot of sitting out or whatever they call it, resting and rotating. And, I think Embiid got in a little hot water for saying I'll be playing every other game this year. Oh, really? Well, I'll be doing every other podcast.
I like the close-up emphasis. Listen. Load
management.
Like you always like to say when we read ads. Listen. You're 7'4", you're 280.
Don't start defending.
When they started this 82 game season, the biggest guy in the league was 6'4", 170. So now they've got guys. I don't know.
Bob Cousy.
Yeah, good one. Bob Cousy and Rick Barry from the snack bar.
Pistol Pete was 5'3".
Well, he was
119.
He was probably 130. I'll give you that. His socks weighed more than him, ladies and gentlemen. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, I see what they mean by resting, but it's a monetary thing, right? They got it.
They did rest Bronny, which I thought was good.
The
'em
paper
fresh.
towel or the athlete? Good night.
Bronny is related to
I
LeBron
know.
James.
I
and
know.
He's got, there's the bench, and then there's a lazy boy chair that he gets to sit in. People give him, they give him a hassle because they say he's pampered. It's a tough road for Bronny because you don't pick your dad.
First of all, I'm here to defend Bronny all day long. I mean, I will defend him.
I'm here, counterpoint.
I will defend him in the hotel room.
Yeah.
I'll defend him on Fly on the Wall, and I will defend him here on Superfly. That was JFK doing Churchill. Anyway, look, Nepo Kid, he did not ask.
He didn't pick.
When he came from the stars to be born that, could I have the greatest basketball ever to play the game as my dad? And then I'm going to be a basketball player too. So I have a lot of respect for that kid. Well, look, he's in the conference.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me about my Kareem. Don't talk to me about my Staffs and my Larry Birds and, Jordan, of course. But so I have so much respect for that kid because
I just saw this on the news yesterday morning that they go, because I knew I was going to the game, and I said, and they said Anthony Davis will play, and I said great because I think he got poked in the eye the night before, and he was maybe going to be out, so he played, and LeBron, so good enough. Even though Ja Morant, it's good enough.
Yeah,
and they said Bronny is doing the G League, but he's saying he's not going to do the away games. He doesn't want to be that far away. So I said, at some point you have to say, now it's your decision. You have to say, hey, I should rough it, instead of going, hey, I heard you suckers went to Sacramento last night, because he was at the game and he was sitting on the bench. I'm like, Chris, why are these guys, why is he here? I thought he was.
Okay, let's unpack that.
Yeah,
we may
unpack
have to,
that.
We may have to go longer. No. So being in the flow, getting reps, like our friends on Saturday Night Live.
Mm-hmm.
So if they had a G League for SNL, they would go to this
sketches.
Sketches, and they would
go back to the groundlings
more and more and more. So if Bronny is coming out, because it's a pretty deep bench, it's got a lot of great players, and he's playing 3 or 4 minutes, he can go to the G League, they call it the G League, and play 40 minutes and get into his flow, into his rhythm. So that's why they send him down there. It's not a demotion. It's just
they do it in major leagues. You go down and you work on your swing, or you hurt your shoulder. You go get back and you come back. I'm not. Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't listen.
You're so close to trending right now.
It's not a basketball show. No, I'm not.
Your hot take.
No, I'm not. No, I will say it's funny when. Well, Chris Rock is the one who we went together, and so it's funny when like the basketball players come down. Sometimes they say hi, and then at a certain point, the game's so long that when they come down, it's like seeing someone at a party over and over, and you're like, hey. Because they keep seeing you because you're right there, and it's so embarrassing because you look away like, I don't want to act like I'm trying to connect eyes,
repetitively acknowledging you.
Okay. Yeah, it's so gross.
It's okay, Quico. You did it early in the first quarter. I don't need a fourth quarter.
Exactly. How many times can you go, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
But a ref came over to say hi. That was nice.
Really?
I wish I gave him a few notes too. I said, "Here's."
I had the concessionaire, the popcorn guy, kept repeatedly wanting me to sign his popcorn harness.
Do you know my old joke about Sade, where I say, Sade, she comes to our country with no rules for any like how to say words and letters. Like she spells it S-A-D-E, pronounce it Sade. I spell my name S-P-A-D-E, but I don't pronounce it Ned. I go by the rules. So behind me, I hear, hey, fucking Ned. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Dennis. Turn around. It's Jimmy Miller.
Oh, it's Jimmy Miller, which is Dennis's younger brother. Yeah, exactly. Dennis, just the brother.
Famous manager. He's with Tom Segura, who lost a lot of weight and shaved his beard. And I swear to you, I did not know it was Tom Segura for a second. I turn around, I go, hey, Jimmy. I thought it was Dennis. And then they go,
Tom Segura, wait a minute, shaved and lost a lot of weight. He wasn't that heavy. I mean, what is he down? He
wasn't that heavy. He's just, I think there's some movies doing and or whatever. He looks good, but I just took me a second.
What happened underneath there when he shaved? I mean, some guys. I knew a guy had a big broom mustache.
Yeah.
And he's like 45, 50, and he used to kind of make fun of my tousled hair, and I go, "What's going on there?"
Yeah.
Does he have one of those weird upper lips where his handsome quotient
Garth.
drops? Garth with a mustache.
Yeah, it's like this.
I want the fans to tell us, should we do? I know we're a little long in the tooth, but should Mike and I do Wayne's World, a sketch at the 50th? I just want them to answer in the comments below.
Yeah, on the comments on YouTube. Yeah, that's a good idea. And also, should I shave my beard? Because that'll be less comments. But
No.
the whole story is grew this beard because it sort of can shape your face a little more.
Totally.
It's a good trick. And then, but it got gray overnight, so I didn't like that. But I got one compliment. That was what I always used to say. I got 0 without it, and I got 1 with it. So I said the ones win, and I will keep it. And so it's here for now. Oh, and a side story. I went back at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Who's there? Sebastian. We just interviewed him.
Oh, I love that guy.
Yeah.
He's coming backstage to hang out with the players over there. He was really laughing. We were doing our bad impression.
Should I go get some scallop potatoes?
There's a guy on the bench. He's a bench sitter clipping his toenail.
Everyone's clipping their toenail.
And it really, the character.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, because his character, immediately. Like he's completely upset that someone has Band-Aids on his
Everything's
toes.
annoying him.
Everything is annoying him.
I get an Uber. I walk out in the street. Hey, are you Gagak?
Speaking of Gagak, I went to the pharmacy and I was buying some adult liquid refreshments, beer. And anyway,
sure.
So the woman has an accent. I don't have any. I love immigrants. I am one. And she's wearing a mask. And so this is not a routine. It's literally what I heard.
Oh, she's got a mask on.
A mask and an accent. And I'm trying to just interpret it. You mean you need an ID for the beer? That's what I heard.
You know what's funny? I'm not even offended by your accent because I don't know which one you're doing to be offended yet.
No, I don't know what it is. Yeah, exactly. But I do this for myself, and it did not upset her. I started giving her the same sound back.
Oh.
So she would go, and I'm just standing there. There's a line behind me, and I just go, and she goes, and she understood me. She was asking if I wanted a receipt. I want to meet the human beings that go buy some potato chips and a beer and want to get the receipt.
Give me that receipt.
Are they writing it off? I mean, what did they want?
I mean, hey, then you drive to Warren Grant's office and go, here's my $2.99 Ruffles.
I bought some Cheetos at a 7-Eleven last night. Can we get some kind of double deduction on that?
Yeah. Also, then you look at TikTok and the most filthiest thing in the world other than toilet seats is receipts. Something about them is like poison and filthy.
That's funny. Mm-hmm.
Also, that's funny. But back to the game. The last thing I'll tell you is,
I want to hear it.
When you get those courtside seats gifted upon you, because I didn't buy them, but someone let us use them from Brillstein, and then you're too close. It's too close for the players. I feel bad. 5 balls came to us. You know what I mean? Like
no,
and it's so awkward. Or I throw it back like I'm kind of good. Like, what do you want, a chest pass? There you go. Yeah. I know those. I got a bounce pass.
You're handling the ball more than Bronny. I mean, what's going on?
Yeah, Bronny's over there. Hey, come on, man. And then also when they're standing there to take the ball out 1 foot in front of you, this is what they don't like when I go like that. That guy's open. That guy. Nope, too late. That guy's open. So we're over that guy. And they love that. And then also Rock reminded me that I didn't know when Michael Jordan hosted that we all went to McDonald's at lunch. Because we used to go under 30 Rock. Right. And he goes, I miss the days when we go to McDonald's with MJ. And I go, wow. Tell me we went and I don't remember. He goes, we all went. You could have gone. I don't know. He said,
No, I
whoever was in the
missed
last
that.
sketch of the before lunch, we always go to McDonald's, me and Rock, because we're eating poison all day. And so we went down, and I think he just said, "I'll go with you guys." And we were like, "Oh my god!" But
Did he
it had to
did
be a
he
big
get
deal.
recognized?
I mean, I was like, "Yes,
Yes, it's him.
I was in the video store sketch. Yes, it's me." Anyway, that was exciting.
I'll tell you my quick MJ story. MJ, that's how
Please.
close we were. Love that guy. You know, he's the
I
most
call him Midge.
competitive athlete in history. So he just, you know, and he has kind of an intense, you know, he's 6'7" or whatever. He just looks down at me and he goes, "Do you golf?" And I go, "Oh, you know, a little bit. You know, well, what do you shoot?" Well, I don't know. I mean, really, without taking a mulligan, I'd be lucky to break 100. He paused and said, "Well, you're not very good, are you?"
You sense your weakness.
I know, and he sounded like John Hamm in that moment. You're not very good, are you? But anyway, that's
You know what? He wants to play you and beat you.
I know, and I go. I had no ego about my golf game. You know, I'm better at croquet. Okay.
How about a quick game of cribbage?
Yeah. Why don't we, you know, play Stratego instead?
I was good at Stratego.
Yeah, I bet you would
Loved
be
it.
with your.
I am a gambler, Dana. I freely admit it.
Yep, absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that.
BetMGM is, you know, a place where you can gamble, and I jump on that because I am really good at it.
Yes,
that's what everyone says.
John Travolta and I were talking about it, and I told him that I won. You know, I did really well, and he's like, "That's like really crazy. I can't believe how much money you got." You know, I told Jimmy Fallon about BetMGM, and he went, "I don't know what you're doing."
Oh, he told me that once too.
Have you told anybody?
I think what he meant was all season long that BetMGM's offering you a second chance on your first touchdown bet. So what that is, to explain it to you, is when a customer places a wager on a first touchdown scorer bet, and he does not score first, but scores second, we will return 100% of their stake back in cash. How can you lose on that? That's like you win either way.
That's hilarious, because that Bernie Sanders said the same thing to me. You know,
what do you
when a customer places a wager on a first touchdown score bet, he does not score first, but he scores second. We will return 100% of the stake. I'm going quickly into the guy from The Godfather.
No, I like it. It was pretty Bernie. That was good, Bernie.
I just do Bernie as a crosswalk guard. Don't proceed. The system's rigged. Rigged is a good word for Bernie's. So anyway, it's amazing that he said that about
It is.
BetMGM.
You know so many people. You can follow, you can tag BetMGM across all your socials at BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms, 21 plus only. This U.S. promotional offer not available in Ontario.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Okay, quickly, there's also Jake Paul fight tonight.
Isn't it tomorrow night or is it tonight? Excuse me. Fuck me. It's tonight. God, edit it.
Doesn't get show business.
Doesn't
I like it better. You don't understand it. You know, I will say this.
Let's talk about this fight because we'll be able to.
I will say
predict. Give it to
we
me.
can stop saying Jake Paul's a YouTuber. He's fighting a YouTuber. This guy's 6'3", chiseled, 240 with, you know, round the clock trainers for the last 5 years. That's not now fight Mr. Beast. Okay. That's little out of shape, a little squishy.
Well,
isn't training all day.
He's had 6-8 fights, something like that. He fought some MMA guys, right? He fought, I can't remember his
Which
name.
boxing isn't their number one thing.
And then he's fighting guys in his 40s. Now he's moving up to late 50s. But yeah, I don't look at him like, look, if it's not Tyson, I go in tomorrow night. What do? I'm fast. I'm quick. I duck. Could he make contact? Could he make meaningful contact with me? I don't know.
Meaningful.
Would my punches land and hurt him? I don't know. No, anyone who goes in a ring and with Mike Tyson, because he could have old man strength. Old man strength is different than young man strength. And so you are risking really getting hurt. So I have a lot of respect for
my
Logan.
dad used to get mad. We'd wrestle or something and he'd throw me down. I'm like, that's old man strength. Like, I'm like, oh, he's way stronger than I thought. Like, you don't think about it.
Yeah. Why is it old man strength? And then eventually you're too old and they go, no, that's not old man strength. Old man strength might last till 60. And then it's like,
I think Biden isn't going to give those two guys a good fight.
I think that Trump and he just were staring at each other, shaking hands, and neither would let go, and they were squeezing. Come on, man. Be serious here. I'm not kidding around. Trump's like, gonna squeeze it, never gonna let go, gonna squeeze it. That was not reported.
No, you know what Trump does? He goes over. He does that one.
I know.
It's a power move. You go over. I don't know why. I didn't know that, but that's something.
He did a lot of things. He was sat further in the chair. He put his left side over for his stomach maybe coming in. So he's leaning in with a lot of leverage with his elbow here. And Biden had to go way over.
Oh, weak arm.
And he's like, here, bringing him in. So, yeah, Trump knows all the moves. So does Putin. And that's why they either love each other or hate each other. I don't know. Something's going on.
I saw a video of Trump walking in the old days when he was president the first time, walking behind like some guy in Saudi Arabia that's a king. At the bottom says, you are not allowed to touch the royal king. And everyone walks around like this. And Trump goes, hey, there's my guy. And hits him on the shoulder as he walks by.
I know.
And everyone's like,
Trump,
you're not supposed.
It's just a rule breaker. I know. Later on,
he's like, hey, this guy.
He got the king of Saudi Arabia. Got him in a headlock. And like, you're terrific. I love everything you're doing here. You got a lot of sand. Look at it. It's a lot of sand. Anyway,
Jake Paul. Listen,
who's going to win? Who's going to win?
I don't want to predict. I just want to see a fake fight.
It's 2-minute rounds instead of 3. It's 8 rounds instead of 10 or 15. The gloves, I think, are 14 or 16, bigger than regular.
Like this, big clown gloves.
So you know what? Like, let's say you and we're gonna fight for charity, and they're gonna pay us. How much would you pay to take punishment from Carvey?
No, it'd be too much. I couldn't take those.
No,
punches.
you would destroy me.
No,
you're scrappy.
No, the thing is, I'm angry. That's the only thing I got going for me.
And quick.
I go. My dad left me. Then it all comes out on you instead of my dad.
There's only one thing worse in the world than the dad leaving the house, and that's the dad staying.
Oh yeah, we'll coin toss this because we both didn't really love it.
But
I think,
okay.
I think here's another problem, Dana. You know boxing. You're an aficionado.
I like it.
Mm-hmm. So, what I don't like about this, it's not a sanctioned fight, Heather. This isn't like a real fight. This is an entertainment fight.
They call it an promotional exhibition.
Exhibition fight. So
shorter rounds.
And you know what? Tyson gets paid per round. This is my problem. This is why people go, he's better in the first round. He's going to knock him out. No. Jake Paul made it staggered. This is what I've heard. Allegedly. So he gets more the longer the fight goes on. And what's happening, he's going to get tireder as long. And Jake Paul's no puss. He's a huge dude. So he could knock, so I don't know.
No, I know. If Jake Paul survives it and 57 comes to bite sweet Mike Tyson, who I'm a huge fan of, in the ass, and that means once you get gassed, that's the word is gas. Like once you get gassed and you can't really get your arms up, then you're really vulnerable, So yeah,
I could see Tyson getting knocked out. Yeah, because I just think if he's not going to give it all, he fought Roy Jones
4 years ago. Yeah.
And it was more than a push fight, but they were obviously discussing, like, let's give them a little fun. It was what Apollo Creed and Drago was supposed to be. An exhibition. You know what I mean? Hey, goof around, hey.
Okay, let me do Drago just for a second. I must break you. I must break you. One of the great lines, and I love Stallone boxing.
Drago
movies.
was a great idea. That was a great.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and he's chopping wood in the forest, and that guy's he's all wired up on a treadmill.
He's with Elon Musk coaching him, benching the SpaceX.
Yeah.
I
would say split decision then in 8 rounds.
Okay.
And
what if that is? We'll go next week. We'll say what happened.
Tyson will be very, very magnanimous after the fight.
Listen. I don't have any hate to Jake Paul. I don't hate him.
He came to fight. I was scared. I hadn't been fighting in a while, but I just, I got my boxing gloves on and I just went full beast mode. But I think it was a good fight. In the end, nobody got hurt. We got paid a lot of money.
A lot of money. It's on Netflix.
Good. I'm gonna watch. Yeah, Netflix has got money. I hope they
Netflix.
Everything's changing,
not a pay-per-view, so I think they're going to get paid by the stream. Let's talk to Ted.
I would say they got upfront guarantees for Netflix. Upfront guarantees. They're not going to take a percentage of the gate.
We should have had Ted on to promote it today.
Damn it!
Dumb.
Hi, I'm Ted Sorrentos. Hello.
It doesn't sound like that.
If you say the name of who you're doing, you're halfway there. Hello. I'm Ted Sorrentos.
Are you doing Elon Musk this week on the show or no?
I never know. Last week they said on Thursday night, like at midnight, would you like to do Elon? And so I said, I'll give it a shot. So anyway.
Right. You're a hired hand. You work, they tell you what to do and you do it.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, you just try to do it. You take the source material and you try to extrapolate it into a character and make it kind of fun. What are you going to do? I don't know.
Oh, before we get to the headlines, I did my SNL photo shoot we talked about last time. I was going there. Did you do yours and how was it?
Yes. It was nostalgic. I got Molly Shannon walked in and then the director, David LaChapelle, saw us together and goes, okay, you guys have chemistry. I'm going to put you two together. So then Molly got a sequin red dress on. She looked great. And then he's up there and he goes, put your arms around her waist and get close up with Molly. And I'm like, is this okay? And then he goes, put your hand on her midst and then put your hand up like I'm
around her neck,
Steve McQueen or something. But she was adorable.
She doesn't care less. Yeah.
Kate McKinnon was there.
Was
Alec
Kate
Baldwin.
there? McKinnon? Was she?
Yeah. Oh, McKinnon. Yes. Kate. I just call her Kate. She was all the people that were there. And what happened was Walken was there, as in Christopher, and he was
Why was Walken there? How great.
And no one's paying attention to him. He's reading a book on a couch back where big room. So I just kind of sat next to him. Started talking to him.
Hello.
He goes, after a while, he goes, I'm a huge fan of chopping broccoli.
Did he say that?
I said, really? Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
How do you chop it, broccoli? But anyway, he was so much interesting and fun to talk to. He was fascinated by my iPhone. He doesn't have one. He kept saying, I got to get me one of those, because I was showing him pictures.
First one. It lights up.
So this is the fun part. Like I had done this sketch with him when he was hosting. Jack Handy wrote it, that we're like aliens on this spaceship. And we come down to Earth in peace, but our door that lets us get down the ladder always kills a farmer or something. So we come out and they're all mad at us, And
right. I remember that.
Remember that one? So we just accidentally kill someone. We come in peace, but they're all angry. And then before we run back into the spaceship, his character always has to say, let's get out of here. And then we'd run up in the spaceship and his head would be laughing his ass off. So after the whole photo shoot, the whole thing, he's leaving. He's like 20 feet away. He turns to me and says it with full walk. And he goes,
no, he does not.
Let's get out of here. And then he just,
my gosh.
I know. How can we tell him how big he is, man? to us.
Does he know that everyone just is like mesmerized by whatever he does?
He's just has no, he doesn't wear any ego. He's just fascinated by people and things though. And just, but he's, you go back to Deer Hunter and just, and then you think about, and then in
everything.
Wayne's World 2, he was in that,
Oh shit. Yeah.
But I enjoyed talking to him and others.
For our viewers at home, the photo shoot is a photo shoot for a magazine coming out for the 50th, right? So they want the 50th anniversary, get some, it's not all cast. I thought mine would have 100 people because they say you're on the West Coast. They're going to do New York also. But they might have done 1 or 2 days in each place. Ours was same situation. It was a white box. Is that what you and Molly got?
You go into a white box, and then that's when you do your kind of single shots. But up in the big, then they build this massive set, and they take these big wide shots. And by the way, and guess what? The magazine is a regular size magazine, New York Magazine, but it's going to fold out to, I think, 5 or 6 panels. So to see all panels. 60 people, you have to fold it all the way.
Oh, is it 60?
That's what I was told. 60.
Oh, I don't know. Because I kept going, what are we doing here? Because mine only had about 10 or 12 of us.
Yeah, ours seemed the thing I was
But you had a host. You had walking in it. We didn't have hosts.
We had like 20. Well, walking because, he said I was in Singapore. I ordered some food. And the waiter comes back and says, it'd be so much better with more cowbell.
Oh, yeah. He still loves it. He
Singapore.
gets hammered with cow.
Yeah. So that's number one.
One time he said, I ran into him somewhere and he goes, the movie Joe Dirt, a lot of people you wouldn't think saw it and come up to me and talk about it. Too many people. Too many. So I said, we might do another one. He goes, count me in. And then he actually did do it. The stud that he is. And I don't even know. I swear the first one, I can't even tell you he read it first because he just showed up and we sort of talked to him about it. But he's going to do whatever he's going to do anyway. But he sort of thought of it as a kind of a fun situation because it wasn't like a heavy movie, probably like Wayne's World. Anyway, he's a perfect go-to guy if he will go to because he's very hard to even get a hold of. Kind of like that Bill Murray.
Well,
thing.
He doesn't have a telephone. He doesn't have a TV. He doesn't. I go, what do you do at night? And he says, magazines. I read magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Sky Mall, all the new ones.
He's so eccentric, but he's a charming, funny person to hang out with. And it's fun seeing everybody there, just lots of.
We didn't have any hosts. We had love seeing Mulaney, Bill Hader, the guys that just like Martin Short, we just crack up with no matter what's going on.
Yeah.
That was fun. We got in that, we did our box photo. They had me go in there and do the thing where you do your own shots. We all laugh because you couldn't look stupider. Like at a certain point, he's going, maybe one with your hands in the air, grab your ear, put your own dick in your mouth. I'm like, okay, let's just get this done. Like you walk in there going, I just want one like this, cool. And by the end, you're like, I'm John Bonet running around with like a bowler hat.
I know.
So then we go to the structured shot, like you had, where they go,
like the big.
But it's all like thought out, like they have a blueprint. Okay, we're gonna put Amy Poehler is up here.
Yeah,
you're down there, and there's 80. So we did that, and then of course that's the funny part because everyone's just yelling back because he's yelling. They're all yelling for us. There's probably 20 people watching, and then we're all yelling to be funny. And then that was funny because, of course, everyone's saying something good. And then it wasn't that bad. It was about 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah. I mean, I was in the box getting the picture. And so when you get in the box and he's there and there's people all around him and he's got the camera and he's doing all that. And yes, and up and down and squeeze and look and left. And he's not looking at me. He's just looking off camera and just pressing the button.
At the monitor.
Yeah. And I didn't realize it was the monitor. So then
okay.
Yeah.
I ruined that.
So. Yeah, that was.
But he goes, can you jump? Can you jump? That's what he told me. And I go, not really. He's like, okay. Because I'm trying to save myself. And then while we're up there, I'm just laughing the whole time because everyone there is funny and everyone's yelling something funny.
Mhm.
And you can't stop anybody. And so it was just audience member laughing at everybody. Other than that, okay, now I guess we can. And now a word from our sponsors at Betterment. Do you want your money to be motivated? Do you want your money to rise and grind? Do you think your money should get up and work? Well, don't worry. Betterment is here to help. Betterment is the automated investing and savings app that makes your money hustle. Their automated technology is built to help maximize returns, meaning you can invest with Betterment.
Your money can auto adjust as you get closer to your goal. Rebalance if your portfolio gets too far out of line, and your dividends are automatically reinvested. That can increase the potential for compound returns. In other words, your money is working like a dog while you can be sleeping like one and snoring like one too. You'll never picture your money the same way again. Betterment, the automated investing and savings app that makes your money hustle.
Visit Betterment.com to get started. Investing involves risk. Performance is not guaranteed.
Man rushed to hospital after stuffing 15 hard-boiled eggs up his bum. It's a good one to start with.
I like you reading it. Yeah, I know. Why we started?
That was a cold read.
This is the most important. I literally said, put them in order of importance of like what's sort of news this week, what's just stupid. This is number one. This is it, I guess.
Wow.
That was a good cold read. Man rush. This is for people who only listen to this show. There's a guy holding his rectum area. Can I say that? And a photo of a dozen eggs. And I guess they're up his behind. Dutch man. It says hospitalized, but I feel like it would be more rushed to the hospital after inserting 15 hard-boiled eggs in his behind while under the influence of drugs. This caused abdominal pain, no shit, prompting emergency omelet.
Shells or no shells?
Shells or no shells, Heather wants to know. Can we get this guy on the phone? Despite the unusual nature of the situation, doctors weren't baffled. They were able to treat him successfully. Patient made a full recovery and even ate the omelet. So,
okay, this is an obscure impression. This is Bobby Kennedy to Jack Kennedy in 1962 when the Cuban Missile Crisis was going on and maybe we're going to blow up the world. He says, what do we do when the world asks why? And so that's what I do. The world asks why. I don't care what drug.
Why so many eggs?
There's no drug called, this is ass eggs. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, let me try ass eggs. And after about 12, I know in my own experience, that's where I put a cap on it. I barely ever get to 12. And then there's 3 extra ones and someone's like, listen, while we're here, there's 3 more. Why don't we just go for the record?
I don't know, man. Can I insert something here that I needed to mention before we go to the next thing? So on the show, there's people who kind of take care of you. So, there's Jody who's designing all the wigs. This is
on SNL or a commercial.
Oh, we're back to SNL. Sorry.
No. Yeah, go ahead.
On SNL, and I keep forgetting to mention her, but she has a very cool name. Her name is Inga Thrasher. That's a pretty cool name. And
what does she do?
She gets my wig together and does all the stuff and the pinning and the glue and everything. And Morgan's my wardrobe person, and Jody, and of course Louie is the prosthetics guy who made me.
As we always say, best of the best over there.
I just wanted to put that in. Yeah, they're all great under pressure because they're just used to it.
That's all there is pressure on the show.
Welcome to Pressure Cooker. I'm your host. Yeah.
Welcome to. Okay.
All right.
Next one. Let's see. I would watch Pressure Cooker, that show.
That's good.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll read this one. 84-year-old doctor. Oh my God. Another one.
What?
Rams colonoscopy scope.
Why
are we starting with these a scope up the rectum of unmedicated patient and couldn't hear ma'am screaming because he didn't have his hearing aid in? So the doctor didn't have his hearing aid?
Routine procedure turned into a frightening ordeal for a patient. The patient woke up screaming during a colonoscopy, and the doctor didn't realize what was going on because the reports say that he didn't have his hearing aids in.
The guy's screaming. How about your eyes work?
The team couldn't communicate with Prasad either. And finally, the doctor is accused of allowing an unlicensed surgical tech
to perform part
There
of the
we
procedures,
go.
including
There we
inserting the
go.
colonoscopy scope.
There we go. The guy at the end, like, Dana, this is the news. This is the only thing that happened this week.
This is
These two things.
What's going on. I want to follow up. I want to know what happens to this gentleman. I want to follow up on this in the ensuing
So
weeks.
you're getting your colonoscopy.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, so now you're in pain. They can't watch you scream. Like, you don't really even need to hear it. You're going, ah, and he's so involved and no one in the room. It must have been a real ragtag operation because no one else is there to tap him on the shoulder and say, this guy's screaming. I can hear.
Yeah.
And he's screaming, but then the other guy was unlicensed, so he doesn't give a shit. So it all sounds a bit sketch.
What did he go to? A community hospital inside Disneyland? I mean, what's the thing? I mean, they have anesthesia. They go count backwards, and then you wake up in the bed all cozy.
No,
so I don't know
you're in a real place. That's what a real place is. I was at a Laker game once. We're going back to that, and one of the guys fell on us, and the guy next to me took the worst of it, and they took him to the Laker game hospital underneath. There's like a medical center, so maybe it was done there.
And you can shoot hoops while you're in the bed. Stuff that
you just go in there and then just sneak by the weight room and grab some Vicodin out of a bowl. Okay, next one. Anything other than a colonoscopy, we will take.
Anything without related to
literally
ass.
anything. Okay, this girl, I saw this happen the other day and I couldn't film it. This is not me filming it, but I had this exact same thing happen. This is someone getting on the freeway, and there's a woman on a
Is this lady seriously going on the
bird scooter in heels. You see this?
With her little cell phone.
This is Heather on the way to work.
Yeah, that look like Heather. Yeah.
So she is riding, if you can't see it, no helmet, regular woman, just on her way to work.
Heels, dressed up,
suit on,
carrying a
whatever.
purse, I think, and going to work
purse
by
hanging.
taking the freeway.
Oh, she had her phone dangling on her arm, another distraction. And I saw a guy on the freeway doing this. And I thought, what are you doing? Like, you can't even, just in a car, you're unsafe. And then all it takes is just brushing against this poor woman.
No, I don't. In New York, they have these lanes now. So you're crossing the street and you have people coming like 40 miles an hour. They're basically motorcycles. They don't have helmets. They're like electric bicycles.
Oh,
from Citibank, and other vehicles are just wishing by. And then in LA, they don't have a helmet. They're in traffic. So I don't understand how this became a thing, but I think you have to really.
I tell you what
watch
I want. Here's what I want from a motorcycle type thing. I don't want too much noise, like in Malibu, where they're so loud they scare the shit out of me and I almost crash.
Right.
But I also don't want dead silence like electric, because I need to know what's going on. You need to hear someone, because when motorcycles come up between traffic,
Yeah.
it scares the driver. And also, you're kind of drifting around, or you might change lanes. It's all scary, Dan. It's scary out there. Go ahead. Next
They're
one,
called organ donors. People.
That's a good ending.
That's true.
Okay, this is Heather. Pay attention. This is for tattoo. Heather has a few tattoos, right? Okay, this is what some people are doing if they're more extreme in that world.
Okay.
I haven't heard of this.
Hole is then made in the skin using a dermal punch.
Dermal
This
punch.
creates
I have one of those.
space for the anchor to be inserted
Anchor.
under the skin.
Anchor.
This base has
Okay.
small holes that allow tissue to
Sickening
grow through
even
it,
in a
keeping the
cartoon.
implant stable. Once set and stabilized, the stud is attached on
It's like
top.
my act
and
with all
over
these
time,
noises.
The skin heals around the implant, creating a
What's
decorative
the end
piece
game?
of body art.
That's it.
A small hole.
Okay. That's
Okay.
yeah. You could put anything. That guy put a D. Was that what it was? A D? Put a letter that is
okay.
raised like Braille
It
in
was-
your hand. Go ahead. You
The
have a
hand
question.
was my hand. And I
It was you?
And I reveal it. No.
What if it was a D for Dana or Davey, your partner?
I don't know. It should have been D&D. We should promote that. But yeah, so it's all that tissue growing and stuff, and then you have a tattoo or you have a little Egyptian sphinx on the top of your hand.
Yeah, I
It's
don't love it, but that's not my thing.
three-dimensional. Yeah.
Heather, have you heard of this before or no? Oh, it's been around.
What?
Look at how out of it I am.
Do you have a tattoo?
Well, I just saw that video and I'm like, I have 2 tattoos, but I'm not into that. You know, like people that do their eyes black, that's really might be the worst one that I've seen. Oh, piercing. Yeah. Okay. You're right.
You see people who go up and up and up, and then they kind of have a just a neck tattoo all around.
Yeah.
Looks like they have a neck brace to me. It looks uncomfortable, even though it's.
Yes.
And then they start to creep up on the face and under the eye and around the hairline. I'm like, okay, either you're going to be in the show business or you're going to be on the unemployment line with the.
Yeah. The only job you can have is working at Arby's or something.
Yeah.
It's really limiting because I saw on even, sometimes you have a job where they say you have to cover your tattoos, so you have to wear long sleeves at work.
Mm-hmm.
I saw just even a sports show. I was shocked that the guy had the neck tattoos with a suit on because it made me realize, I guess they're not hiring those guys or they're covering it because a lot of people have some stuff, but I rarely see those tattoos on those shows. So there's still some sort of corporate edict where they don't really want tattoos.
Don't really want them. When I was a kid, you'd see a World War II guy, probably in his 60s by that point, and he would just have an anchor on his shoulder.
Yeah,
and
the
that
old
was
anchor.
And that was it. And it was like he was in the Navy and he had an anchor. So I think I would just have a microphone tattoo or something, or a stand-up stage, kind of like the improv.
Stand-up stage.
Because I'm obsessed with show business.
Or the name of all your specials down your arm. Even the new one, Heather said your new name. I told him already. Yeah.
Come and get some. Come and get some.
Yeah, that's a good name for a special.
Now, was that expression around before I started doing it? Come and get some? As a figure of speech? Maybe.
I mean, maybe it's like a fight. Come and get some.
Or it's like the mom pa kettle ringing the bell at 5:00. Come and get some.
That's more come and get
ready.
it. But also Rackham has been around, but I like Rackham. Okay. And then what's the next one? Let's see. Hang on. Let me see what this is. Oh, I thought this is interesting. This is a 3D printed neighborhood. This would affect construction.
Oh,
Here,
that's
let's play it.
interesting. Yeah.
This is a 3D printed neighborhood outside Austin, Texas, where 100 homes were built using AI and robotics. It's crazy. They're made by a company called Icon, who's developing sleek, energy-efficient homes that come decked out with solar panels, thick concrete walls, and a pretty gorgeous living space. But the craziest part, they're actually affordable. By using 3D automation, Icon can make these houses faster and cheaper than anyone else. They can print the core structure of a home in 24 hours. And although 3D printing tech has moved slower than we thought, it's finally starting to happen because Icon also made the first 3D printed hotel, and another suburban community in Texas is on the way. There's so much more here, but by 3D printing homes, they could actually solve the housing crisis. Think about it. Prices have skyrocketed because of a supply shortage. So by rapidly increasing home production for a fraction of the cost, young people may actually be able to afford a home. And these houses are beautiful. It's a no-brainer. So fire up the 3D printers and
if they can listen, all I got from that, if they can make it fast, make it cheaper, and people can buy houses, that would be great. That's the positive. I mean, the negative is it takes away from someone who does those jobs. You know what I mean?
Well,
but it adds someone that makes those jobs.
House in a redwood grove that has some history to it. That was the baby boomers, and now you're just
give me a square cubicle.
It's like a doll house that's a little larger, basically.
Yeah, you used to go, I like this because it's Spanish. I like this because it has history. Now, or in New York, it's built in 1912.
But
now it's like, give me a shelter, literally, just a square.
But maybe they look cool. I don't know, and maybe they could be.
They looked good. They look like real houses. I would probably wouldn't know.
30 grand or something. I mean, I don't really. Wherever you go, there you are. And I've always said to people, you live here in your brain and your body. You occupy a house. It's not where you live. Good night. Little wisdom alert.
No, it's true. Sometimes when I used to get mad or sad, and then I go, I'm going to go to Hawaii, and I'm like, wait, I'm still going to be there. So you're like getting away from your problems, but the truth is you're just thinking all the same stuff in a new location.
Right. And everything you own owns you back in some way. You have to maintain it, insure it, use it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
I got a lot
next thing.
more wisdom. I'll do it on next episode.
Will you just maybe just scribble it down and email it to me?
I got 10
okay.
Okay.
Oh, this was a funny one because, you know, this is late, but a Halloween people do different, you know, Wayne's World costumes or bench warmers. This one's a pretty good one for a scene in Grown Ups. So not only they dress up like us, but they did a scene. They put work into it.
That's interesting.
This is a scene from the movie you've never seen, I'm sure, Dana.
Shot by shot.
Okay, that's Spade when I had red short. That's me running away.
Yeah.
That's Buscemi with the
cast
on, yeah. Kevin James pulls a hamstring. They don't have a lot to work with. It's a small backyard, but it's working. Spade face down in poop. Chris Rock runs like that in the movie. It's pretty accurate so far, Sandler.
Oh,
Sandler picks up the dog.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
That's a heavy dog. It's a big dog. Frame by frame.
Oh, still going. Oh, yeah. The arrow's in the air, and there's Schneider. He's excited because he's going to win. That's pretty good. An arrow landed in his foot.
Wow. Jeez.
Isn't that good?
Let's get him a deal with Happy Madison.
To do a movie we've already done.
No, do another movie.
But that was good
That's
for
cool.
using a small backyard. A lot of cuts. Pretty accurate, low budge. But, you know, plus the half of the scene, that was an AC/DC song in the real movie. But Grown Ups has Pina Colada in that in the movie, which is also could be the hookiest, greatest song. I love the song. It's got a great story that no one even listens to.
Yeah.
I've told you this.
I know. I totally understand.
Oh, we're gonna have to cut the music.
Oh,
we just got word because it's the Pina Colada song, but we can't afford jack shit on this show.
Damn.
We'd have to pay. Oh, it's good. They did a good job. So just picture if you like coladas, you know what kind. I'm not gonna say it. I don't want to get in trouble. Don't pull us down.
Can we just hum
But that
over it?
song, because it's a guy lives with a girl, and he sees a personal ad about someone that likes all these things. They used to have personal ads instead of Tinder.
Yeah.
And then he reads it next to his girlfriend. He goes, "It sounds mean, but I was sort of bored in this situation." And I said, "Oh, you like all these things? So do I. Let's go meet." So he sneaks out the next day to meet her, and he walks in, and it's his girlfriend.
Two things I love about it. One is that it's just so silly and so ridiculous. And two is it's just all these friends are doing it with you. That Chris Rock comes in, Schneider, you know, it's just funny. Nick Schwartz or whoever was in it. I don't.
Yeah,
but yeah. It's very charming. It's a charming, funny movie.
Movie's charming. Pina Colada's song is charming, and let's keep going.
Available on live streaming wherever you get your live streamings.
Kim Kardashian visits Fashion Archive. Oh, this is where they're keeping not her closet, but where she keeps more of her stuff.
Just want to see kind of where I've been and where I want to go.
Yeah. This is everybody in their closet. 30,000 pieces of clothing.
Thousands of clothes. I think I have like 30,000 pieces.
God dang.
I've never seen
photos organized.
This is so fun to see your style evolution. Over
Fun.
the years.
I would
Do you
throw
feel
up.
like you'll
It's
ever
terrifying.
Sort of style-wise, go back to the stuff that you used to wear.
Well, I don't know. Oh, that's like my biggest insecurity. Is
I like that
finding
she's
out
shopping
what my
at her own
next
store
muse
of her own
relationship
closet.
is going to be like. It's so easy that I have my closet,
Yeah.
and it's just I have my Balenciaga room, and I'm like, okay,
Right.
cool.
And you don't have to think about it.
Yeah,
But I also
Balenciaga
feel like
room.
for a long time,
I'm tired of
too,
thinking
like,
about
you've
it.
been so dependent on Kanye and the
Forever.
team.
When it comes to my style, I mean, I've always
Teens.
had Kanye there as like this crutch to teach me so much about fashion, and having that not be there as my crutch to like guide me has really
I'm the
forced me
same
to
way.
figure it out on my own.
Do you remember when Kanye cleaned out your closet?
I love how they're
and replaced
unabashed.
Everything? Did you keep those pieces?
Unabashed. is
The status of
Unabashed.
my
Just-
relationship
they own
with
it.
Kanye
They
hasn't
Okay,
really
that's enough. I mean,
I'd say, well, do you need advice from Kanye? If you say to some kind of designer of clothes, can I have 30,000 pieces of clothing in here? You're going to have a few. And
something's going to work.
Something's going to work. And then once again, weight management. You don't want to go too thin or too heavy. And then you have 30,000 things that you can't fit into. So she has to be very careful. So
she probably fits into all of them. It just, where do you start? I'd be so overwhelmed I couldn't even see straight because I have a storage unit, literally use nothing from it, cannot get rid of it. Warren Grant talks about this all the time. Everyone does this. And then 1 month they lapse and they sell everything, which happened to Kanye. They happened to Paris Hilton. So you have to, it's more stress because you have to pay every month or they just pull it and then they can sell it. And I don't know what's in there, but I don't want to throw it away, but nobody wants it. And I don't want it, but I'm scared of it. It's all sentimental.
Yeah. I mean, I just can't stand buying clothes in a clothing store. So I'm terrible. I just have black t-shirts. And then, you know where I got this?
You zhuzhed up this fucking photo shoot. Don't you say it.
Photo shoot.
Shut up. And you walked with it?
Well, a guy said, I'll see if you can take it. And I kept walking. And then it was $98.
You go, let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. And then Walken waited for me near his car when we were all leaving. He goes, you're taking the jacket without permission. Badass.
Shoplifter.
But I don't know. I went into the Gap and I walked around and I don't know. And then you go in the dressing room. I just couldn't find anything.
Also, they tell you, hey, you need anything? What about now? You're in a different aisle. Now?
Yeah, they knock. They knock. How's that pant? How's that pant going?
How's your pant feeling? How's your wiener in there? Everything okay?
How do you answer to that? How's that pants? It's always singular. It's a horror show, man. I don't know if I'm supposed to put my leg in the hole or where.
I need help.
I don't like a overzealous salesperson.
Yeah. How about when you're eating and they go, how those first couple bites going?
Yeah. How's that
Pretty
taste?
good.
How that's tasting for you?
Did you chew it? And then how was the chewing?
Mm-hmm.
You like our forks? Forks good so far?
Mm-hmm.
Forks holding all the food on the fork?
Oh, wait a minute. Now, let me get this straight. You're opening your mouth and using a metal device to shove it into your orifice? Yes. Guilty as charged.
And is that going good? So you like the restaurant? That's what you're saying?
Uh-huh. And then sometimes you get that sort of almost sexual aggression. You liking it? Huh? How you like that calamari? Huh? You want to have more of it? Want some more? I'll get you some more.
You're doing with it.
I'll get you some more calamari. If that's your thing. Get you some.
You like jamming it in there? Can I have your leftovers? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Taking it with you. By the way, I like when you act rich because you feel like an asshole. I don't eat everything. You want me to put that in a box, right? I go, I want to forget I was here. They're like,
where are you, by the way, in your fantasy story? What restaurant?
At a restaurant with a bunch of food around me like this.
The Beverly Hills
and
Hotel.
I got scallop potatoes and everything, and I eat 3 bites, and I go, that's good. And they go, you want to take this to go? And then I feel guilty, and I go, yes. And then I leave it on the hostess stand, and when I walk out.
Well, when I go on one of those Asian fusion restaurants with you, I know I don't really have to order. I don't have to order because you're going to order like 9 things. And
I do order a lot.
Little bit. But that's great because I don't have to order because it's just like.
Yeah, and then I go, you're saying everything but the word koi. I know what you're doing.
Because I hate ordering, and so it's just so cool. I just don't order. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll do one more. We got time for one more. Pick a really good one.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is good. What is this?
Whatever the best one is. Okay, here it is.
I don't know. I don't know what this is at all. Let me see.
Turned cussing out bosses into a viral business. And honestly, it's genius. If you've ever wanted to tell your boss or coworker how you really feel, but you don't really want to lose your job, this guy does it for you. You submit an anonymous complaint, and he will show up to your work,
he yells at someone,
and rip them a new one while also saying your complaints verbatim.
He comes into work every day with the same gray plaid button up with gray undershirts.
This is Heather scribbling out what she's going to have this guy right now.
He has some help, but if they're not in your area, they can also make phone calls to your boss and do the same thing. He has turned cussing out bosses
stop.
Interesting.
So you hire him.
You hire someone as a surrogate for you to go in and cuss out your boss.
But first of all, this is so asinine because I could see obviously you'll probably get fired. So I could see this service for breaking up with someone.
Mm-hmm.
You hire someone to go tell them, hey, it's not working out in a nice middleman way. Maybe. Is that possible? That's possible, right, Heather? What do you think?
I'd
be hiring a hitman.
You'd be hiring
that's absolutely horrible. If the person cannot look at you in the eye, they can do other things with you in your body, but cannot look at you in the eye.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the guy? Oh, it'd be horrible. No, I could say only women can hire him to break up with guys. That's better.
Either way, I think it's not okay.
Now, of course, it's horrible. I'm saying, would people do it? It's
I
the only
would-
thing worse than a text breakup.
I would hire someone to go to the IRS and break the news that it's just not happening this year with Dana Garner. You know? Look, I can't make. I'll get you in a couple of years. I would hire a guy to do that. You know,
That's just not working with you paying.
it's just not. It's not happening this year. Whatever you think you're getting from me, think again. This is my
Yeah.
surrogate, and the
Hey,
guy I'm
I'm
thinking of is right there on the screen. I will.
I
pay.
say David Spade. I work with David Spade. He's saying he's seen what you're doing with the money that he's
Yeah.
putting in. He doesn't like it. And
And
now
so-
he's cutting you guys off.
He's tapping out. I'm here representing him. He's
Yeah.
tapped out.
He doesn't like what's going on. No hard feelings. He's just not paying anymore.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I had an accountant once that he had a little room in
Yeah.
his office with no windows, and they would put the heat up to like 100 degrees. And then we had the IRS guys go in there. They'd be like, "Okay, sure, that's a deduction. What the fuck? I gotta
Oh,
get outta
just to
here."
get rid of them?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're-
that's
They're
great.
drenched in sweat. They're cramping up. It's okay, man. You know,
Cramping up.
write it all off. Just send us
Yeah.
5%.
Not a bad idea. Make it
Yeah.
uncomfortable. I heard when you go into Burger King, there's those little plastic seats in all these fast food restaurants because they don't want you to stay. It's uncomfortable.
Mhm.
You just get through your lunch and you're like, I'm not relaxed. Let's get out of here.
Okay, let's do some comedy writing. I'll do some comedy writing with you.
Okay.
There's Burger King. There's Dairy Queen. What's next?
Jack in the Box?
Jack? I guess that's could be
King, Queen, and Jack.
All right. Well,
We wrote something.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Jesus, can't figure out who to go to. You know, either the Dairy Queen, the Burger King, or the Jack Off in the Box. That was the joke I did in high school for my friends. And
That's a good one.
killed them when they were stoned driving around, trying to meet
Oh.
girls.
I saw, and I didn't want to tell Heather this. It looks like they're closing my favorite Wendy's on Sunset. I don't know if they're closing it, but they put the green fence. And you don't want a green fence around. That means reconstruction or tear down. And when I'm on my street and there's a green fence, I'm like, well, 2 years starting now of trucks, beep, beep, bulldozers, cement trucks, blocking, stop, alto, go around. Ooh, ooh. They're making a Skims near me, and which is Kardashian's company. Hallelujah.
Used to be called
Which is-
Spandex, right? Now she called it
No,
Skims.
it used to be called granny panties.
And then
they're like, we have the
Spandex.
sexiest, highest waisted beige underpants. I'm like, obviously selling to women, not men. So it's not, it is what it is. But anyway, they're building it and ripping it down. There's a crane that was 300 feet tall the other day. I go, everyone's stopping me, go around. You can't drive.
Damn, and you're
Drives me-
saying they're throwing out your precious Wendy's and putting
Wendy's,
in
yeah.
Wendy's. Can I ask you a question? Because I haven't been to Wendy's in a long, long time. 60s. What do you buy at Wendy's that's so good? I mean, what's their why Wendy's?
Dana,
speak to that.
You're like, you have the floor. You know, it's tough. The problem is there's a Burger King across from it, which is really, you know, you're in a fatso area because like on the freeway, they have Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, like all in a row, Dairy Queen. So obviously people are like picking, choose your poison. So I think if I had to put them in order, I go to McDonald's the most. But at Wendy's, I would get a single cheese, mustard only. And the fries are not bad. They're not my favorite, but they're good. And Diet Coke. That's it.
Well, if Bobby
But a single
Kennedy
cheese is
has
good.
his way, I mean, there's gonna be a lot of stuff about fast food he's gonna.
What if he's the guy there with a hard hat going, "We're starting right here."
Oh yeah, I'll have a double. I'll have a double Wendy's with cheese and a milkshake, and he's there.
No, it's me now. You're not getting shit.
What is robot Bobby Kennedy Jr.?
I'd like a single cheese and a booster shot. You're not getting.
You're not getting any of that. But how big would his program be if he's individually in one Wendy's just trying to stop a few people? So it's probably not going to be that bad, unless he creates robots with AI, I don't think you should be having this food. I think, quite frankly, it's poison and you shouldn't be eating it. So I'm here by shutting down Wendy's and get the fuck out of here, David
On
Spade.
Sunset and La Brea,
I loved you and Joe Dirt, but the podcast just isn't working.
It's not working. We should have him come on and teach us about nutrition because you need some nutritioning up, Dana. We all do.
Absolutely. I think it's probably he'll do good, I assume, I'm always an optimist.
I'm like, is it bad that I'm eating Captain Crunch still every morning? Oh my God, that's the worst shit available.
Here is the Faustian deal because there are no solutions, only trade-offs in policy.
Yeah.
So what's worse? People going to fast food places and dying of diseases and being obese, or you go to McDonald's and there's a government guy there with a hat on. I'd like you to step on this scale, sir, first. Okay. Yeah. All right. And here's what you can order. A lettuce burger.
Yeah. You should be able to pick. And
I don't
if you
know.
want to pick shitty stuff.
Yeah. But I would think it should be a treat, not like your staple, ideally, because it's expensive. You can get this is educational alert, a sweet potato and some spinach and maybe a little can of albacore tuna for like $1.50 at a kind of Ralph's
7-Eleven. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can eat well is cheap. Eating and fast food like you do, you go out every day and you drop like $20 on a burger. You get in that car and you go.
I love everything like you do.
Like how you do and your people.
You know how you are.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's a good bang ending. I think that's good. Also, I wanted to say sweet potatoes.
Okay.
Sweet Scarface.
Potatoes. I know.
Potatoes.
What are you gonna do, man? You like it? You like it? You like to live in Cuba, man? They tell you what to do. They tell you what to think, man. They treat you like an animal. I'm here. I want my fucking human rights.
I want some sweet potatoes.
For the fans, anyone who's listening to this late at night, there was when Scarface is getting interrogated, the chief interrogator, I could tell his voice is being overdubbed because I got an ear, And I believe the voice that was used was Mr. Charles Durning, which was an actor from that era.
Oh, I love it.
So
Charles Durning. I was thinking of Bruce Dern, but Charles Durning?
I believe that was his name, and he overdubbed that man's that whatever he was in the beginning, the interrogation scene, the beginning of Scarface, when he first lands in America.
Trivia
for the people in the comments. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I will have an announcement on the show next week. That's a cliffhanger.
Okay, Tyson and 5.
Okay, I say decision. Tyson. I can't bet against Tyson. I just can't. I can't do it. So Tyson. Decision.
Okay.
Because they're going to make him go all the way, I think, for more money. I think, according to my fake calculations.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see. See you next week.
See you next week, everybody.
This has been a presentation of Odyssey. Superfly is executive produced by Dana Carvey and David Spade, Jenna Weiss-Berman of Odyssey, Heather Santoro, and Greg Holtzman. Hope you liked it. Ooh.